Hey everybody, what's up y'all? Welcome back to my channel. Tammy Talks here. Let's go ahead and get into Married at First Sight Season 14 Boston, Episode 18, The Reunion Part 1. Um, if you're brand new to my channel, I do breakdowns on various TV shows, both scripted and reality, interjecting my own thoughts, opinions, and theories into each and every recap. So, if you enjoy that type of content, please consider subscribing to the channel, thumbsing up the video, and then hopping into the comment section, y'all, so we can discuss. So, let's go ahead and talk Mark and Lindsey. So, Lindsey, initially got into it. Well, I'm not gonna say that. I'm not gonna say that. Let's start off with Lindsey said that she did not expect to have to take the reins on so many life decisions during her run on the show. So basically, she's kind of throwing Mark under the bus. She didn't expect to have to be paired with a person that went through so many life changes throughout the duration of the show. Unnecessary shade. Lindsey also got called out by Stephen Noy because apparently she was running and telling their business. She was running and telling their business and everybody's business to production and whoever else would listen. She runs her mouth. Steve said that he didn't trust her energy, so he kind of tried to stay away from her. He tried to be a little playful with her at the couples retreat. She started to take like some shots at him, take some jabs against him. He felt the way about that. He didn't appreciate that. He shouldn't have appreciated it because it was kind of unnecessary. All right. So we get to their segment, and Lindsey said she felt a connection with Mark after the honeymoon and was proud to call him her husband. Okay. Mark said that they had really good chemistry out the gate. They vibed. It was really cool. They then get into a montage of all the times that Lindsey threatened to leave and to walk away from Mark. So Lindsey said that she got two different sides of Mark. She got the side of him that is off camera, which is very pessimistic, kind of depressing, and stays on his phone the entire time. And then she got the side of Mark that was on camera, which is Mark the Shark, who she said was just kind of there to entertain and all of that kind of stuff. So Lindsey kind of felt that Mark wasn't being very genuine with her. And we saw a lot of that throughout the season where Lindsey would say constantly that, oh, I feel like I'm married to two different people. You're being two different people. You're being two different people. So her keeping that same energy did not shock me, but she's also, I mean, there's no real proof either. And the fact that we know that Lindsey is just a trash person, I'm not saying that it's hard to believe her, but it's hard to believe her, right? So, Lindsey said that she, I guess the way that because she was getting two different marks, she basically was saying that she kind of felt justified in her behavior. Mark said that he is a person that he don't go tit for tat with people. He doesn't like confrontation. He doesn't like conflict. So even though he would say some stuff back to her, ultimately he saw that there was no point to it because it ended up being them just kind of trying to hurt each other ultimately, and like that's just counterproductive, right? So Lindsey said that there are a lot of things that she wished she hadn't said. Mark said that he wishes that he would have spoken up a little more, but ultimately, again, he's not a person that likes conflict. So because he's not a person that likes conflict, he's removed from that situation. He didn't want to deal with it. Lindsey said that she said yes. So Kevin asked her, why did you even say yes on decision day if there were so many things that you didn't like about Mark? There were all these issues. She said yes, okay, on decision day because he supported her and he stood by her. And she felt like they were a team. Now, this is where Lindsey doesn't make sense. You said yes on decision day because you felt that Mark supported you. But throughout the entire season, you kept saying you didn't know if Mark was there for you. You didn't feel like Mark was all in for you. You didn't feel like Mark was by your side. But now, on decision day, with that bonus check on the line, in that moment, you felt supported and that Mark was standing by you. Mark said that he said yes because he didn't ultimately want to make a mistake by saying no. So he just kind of felt like, I want to give this a chance. I don't, want to say no. And then come to find out, I really missed out on a great marriage. I missed out on a really good wife in that respect. I think people have to start going with their gut feeling. Mark, your gut feeling was for you to say no. Lindsey, your gut feeling was for you to say no. And I really feel like if they take away the bonus and they take away the prospect of making an extra, I've heard it's $25,000, you take that away, you will have more people really being honest about whether they want to stay married or not. And I think that's something that Mark and Lindsey missed the mark on. Obviously, they're not together anymore. No one thought that they would be together through decision day. So, what happened? What happened? All right. Why are we now divorced? Lindsey said they worked on that house. It was like a three-family house. It's like a real big house. They got to renovating it. They got into a really big fight, and after that, they started to spiral. There started to be smaller fights and smaller fights more frequently. Mark said that is one of the biggest fights that he has ever had with somebody. He said that it got to the point where Lindsey got up in his face, told him she would end him, all this other negative stuff that we have heard her say on the show. Lindsey said that Mark told her that she might not be the one for him. Mark threatened to change the locks, to charge her rent, and threatened to call the people to get her out the house, the law, the police. Mark said that the problem is that when Lindsey tells a story, she does not tell the story accurately or in the right context. He said that Lindsey got in his face over something involving Instagram. So I fully believe that they had an argument. Lindsey got in Mark's face about something involving Instagram or social media. In that moment, Mark told her, in that moment, Mark told her that you might not be the one for me then. Lindsey took it to be completely out of context. She took it to be negative. So that's how she's going to try to spin the story. Mark said he was picked on a lot as a kid. Because of that, he does not like conflict. He doesn't like to be combative with people. And when he thinks of all the bullies that he had as a child, he puts Lindsey right at the top. I said, imagine being so awful that your husband views you as the biggest bully he has ever had in his life. Lindsey shows absolutely no remorse. And I kind of feel like, but Mark, I don't want to say this is what you get, but you shouldn't have said yes to her. That lady bullied you all throughout the show. You chose to say yes on decision day. You chose to have her move into your house. Lindsey said that she found out that Mark didn't want her living there the day that the new tenants were moving into her apartment. So she was like, she had things in limbo. Kevin calls Lindsey a fire starter and asked, was that a fair assessment of her? Lindsey said, yeah. She said she asked for a strong man that could stand up to her. Somebody that's going to tell her, no, stop that. And I feel like people use that as such a crutch and such an excuse. Why does another grown person have to tell you to not be an ass? You know what I mean? Why do you need for another adult to tell you don't be a bitch right now, Lindsey? Why do you need another adult to tell you to calm down? Don't show your ass in this bowling alley. Why do you need another adult to tell you not to tell somebody what language they should speak when they're going out of the country? And I think these are all issues that Lindsey, like, she uses it as an excuse. It's not cute to be a fire starter. It's not cute to be somebody that feels that you need a strong person that's going to put up with your bullshit and then call you on it. Lindsey wants somebody to argue with. That's what that is. Lindsey then says that she feels that Mark used her to help get the house together. She said that Mark told her the reason she said yes was also because Mark told her we're not breaking up the family. Talking about the 5 cats. Don't I give a fuck about them cats? Nobody cares about them cats. But Lindsey is saying that Mark said they weren't gonna break up the family with the cats. She feels that Mark just used her to help for the family home. Lindsey, did you pay some money into that family home? Were you there? Did you put up money for the family home? Or were you just there to help out? Because if you feel that Mark used you, like, I would need to know in what capacity did he use you? What capacity? Because you can't make a statement and say he used you, but then you're not giving us any backstory or any other additional context. Lindsey then said that she wrote a letter and she wanted to read it. The letter is basically saying how she made Mark's life better. Because of him, because of her, he's lost weight. Because of her, he eats better. Because of her, he now has a job making more money than he has ever made before. That she has made his life overall better by giving him the Lindsey effect and the Lindsey magic. He did not help her in her life whatsoever. But she cleaned out a house. She cleaned out 2 generations worth of clutter. She was there for him when his cat died. So basically, she has kept track of every single thing that she has ever done for Mark. She's kept track and she wrote it in a letter so that she could read it on national television just in case anybody forgot. Lindsey is the type of person that does stuff for you so that they can throw it back in your face. And to me, I think that's just a trash person because the way that she was like talking to Mark, the fact that she wrote a letter to outline what she did, girl, what? What? Mark said that the negative far outweighs the positive. Far outweighs the positive. He said that yeah, those things happened, but they were not because of her. You don't get to help me clean out my mom's house and then talk cash shit about me for the next 2 weeks and while threatening to leave every other day and then think that because you're gonna help me move some boxes the day after that it washes out the way you've been the past 2 weeks. See, Lindsey had a real person in her life that's going to hold her feet to the fire. And that's why she continues to be the trash ass person that she is. Lindsey is the epitome of why people have to come on this show. You're an awful person. Y'all be comparing Jasmina to Alyssa when y'all really need to be comparing Alyssa to Lindsey. Lindsey is a fucking awful person. Lindsey then goes on to say that she thinks Mark is too influenced by what other people think. She thinks that Mark is more into what his friends and family, like their opinion on the topic. Mark said it was just too much negativity overall. We find out that Lindsey has moved to California. She said where there are men that are full of intellect, and it's, that's what she's looking for. She wants a man that has intellect. Kevin asked her, are you saying that he does not have intellect? Because that's a dig. She said, no, he doesn't have intellect. She said she's really, really smart. She's really, really smart. And Mark is not. Mark does not have intellect. She says she's currently dating a really, really smart man. He's very intellectual, very intellectual, very intellectual. He's smart, he's generous, he's romantic. Kevin asks if they would ever be friends. Lindsey says she has no desire to have him in her life. Mark said, I'm going to tell you like I told you before when you said you were moving. I wish you the best in life. This is where Lindsey had me all the way fucked up because you are not going to sit on this stage and say that this man does not have intellect. Like, that is rude. And it's crazy how Lindsey can look at Alyssa and feel that Alyssa is such an awful person and feel that Alyssa is the sole reason that their relationship ended, but you can't see the same for yourself. You can't see the same for yourself. I'm reading the comments, sorry y'all. So like it is weird. Lindsey know damn well she's not dating nobody in California. Nobody wants her crazy ass, especially after now watching this show. Like, do you like you have got to be a fool, a grade A fool to want to talk to Lindsey or get involved with Lindsey after watching the show because we know that she's going to do all this stuff for you. She's basically Elijah. She love bombs Mark. She does all this stuff for him. She takes care of everything that she needs to for him. Let me help you do this. Let me help you clean out your mom's house. Let me help you get your mom into a nice, living assisted living area. I'll cook dinner. Let me introduce you to some fruits and vegetables. Let me do this for you. Let me do that for you. Oh, your cat is sick. Your cat's gonna die. Let me go to the hospital with you. But the moment that you don't say, the moment that you don't want to eat that piece of celery on your plate, all hell is gonna break loose because you're childish, you're immature, you're fat, you're slobbing. Like that's what Lindsey does. Good riddance. I hope to never see this heifer on TV ever again. I cannot wait to see if the experts are gonna read the fuck out of her next episode. Hop in the comments, y'all. Let's talk about it.